The ladies tell me this. Y'all have a hard time finding clothes because I do. And if I do find things that I like, I typically they're more expensive. They're high dollar clothes. I don't want to pay for it, but I have to. Right now, my biggest issue that I'm finding, and if you have a solution, please put the comment down below because I want to know where to buy these, is I have a hard time finding jeans. Okay, let's talk about jeans for just a second. I have what we're going to consider a well, I got a fat belly. Okay, that's just what it is. I'm very chunky in my guts. Okay, but I'm super thin in like my like waist and my legs. I got this chunky gut, and I'm trying to find jeans that are comfortable, that don't feel like I am like jeans that fit around the waist area, but they're still tight in the legs. So I don't look like I have a no acetol. I guess. I've been trying to find jeans like that because I want to be comfortable. So most of the time, I go to like a specific department store to buy jeans. And now because I am losing weight, it seems to be becoming a little more difficult to find jeans that fit around my waist and that fit in my legs and in my touche. Okay. If you've ever had this problem and you have the solution, I really would love to know what your solution is because I have yet to find one. I go to certain stores, and I also can tell you that if I go to, like, hypothetically, we'll say Walmart, all right? I go to Walmart, and I love Walmart, but I don't like to go to Walmart. I actually just like to shop online at Walmart. And also another one is Amazon. I love Amazon. Okay, I would rather literally shop online than go to a store. And I just recently have discovered the Target. And I haven't bought any clothes from Target yet, but I really like Target. Okay, when we're talking about clothes, I don't know if you guys have this problem with your clothes, but you'll get like one size at Walmart and then you get another size at like Target and you have to get another size somewhere else because none of the sizes actually match the way they should. Or am I the only person that has that problem? I can buy like an extra large shirt at Walmart, but I have to buy a 3X shirt at Target. Or I have to buy a 2X shirt at another store because they all fit differently. And some of them are like, I know the brands, kind of how they make their clothes kind of change. I just think it's frustrating for me because I think maybe, okay, well, I'm an extra large. And then you go and you're like, okay, I'm going to buy an extra large because that's my size. Yeah, it's your size in that brand. Also, let's talk about shoes since we're talking about like these clothing things. Shoes. Shoes are a big thing for me. I most of the time wear knockoff socks. Okay, you know what I'm talking about? They're the knockoff socks. My husband, God bless his heart, he will not wear socks. They have to be the Birkin socks, those fancy sandal shoes because his feet are gold and mine are cheap. Joking, of course. Actually, the reason I don't have Birkenstocks at this point is because my poor puppy chewed all 3 pairs of them. Yeah, it is what it is. My negligence of leaving them down, thinking he won't chew them, and then realizing he can still get them even if I put them in a chair and on a dresser because he was tall. Such a big dog. Anyway, here's the thing about shoes. When you go and you buy shoes, there's different widths to the shoe. If you're gonna buy like tennis shoes, like my favorite brand has always been Nike. I always wear Nike tennis shoes. I love Nike. And then I realized that Nike is not comfortable anymore because my foot is wider. So then I have to find these wider tennis shoes. And then sometimes Nikes will have like really, really good wide tennis shoes, but then they still feel a little narrow. So then you have to go over here and try a different brand of shoe. And I don't really try a different brand of shoe. I just want Nike to make their shoes, Nike, if you're paying attention to me, make your shoes for all people. Wider width shoes that are cute for girls. We like black and white and purple shoes too. And just saying. My problem is that now I'm trying to find different types of shoes that fit my foot. Does anybody else have a problem finding shoes? Is there a department store somewhere out there that you can tell me where to buy shoes? Like, where is the cute shoes at? Because I don't know where they're at. And then you want to talk about bags recently with all this China stuff, like the Louis and the Birkin bags and the like Hermes, all these bags. I want to talk to me a little bit about that because that actually makes me upset. I'm going to tell you why. Because I literally have had not all of these bags, but I love purses too, by the way. Like, I love me some purses. And I had this whole goal my whole life that if I finally got a Louis, then I made it in life. I have had a Louis, okay? And I love my Louis. Like, Louis is the man. But I also really like Coach and I like MK and I like Judy and Burke was my first bag ever that was name brand. I also really love the other brand name I'm trying to think of that I care about. Basically, it's been Louis Vuitton, Coach, Kate Spade was another, all these brand bags. And then all of a sudden, all this stuff comes out that China has mass produced all these bags. And I'm like, do you know how much money I've spent on these bags? Like having these bags that has this brand? Because I felt like they were luxury bags and I wanted to have a luxury bag and possibly come to find out that I've just basically lit thousands of dollars on fire. And I could have just bought them from the Chinese market. Like, okay, that's cool. What's y'all's opinion on that? I definitely would love to know that. And then, I had a Louis wallet, okay? And my Louis wallet had started fraying. Yeah, it was started fraying, I think. My husband takes me to just a regular department store. Regular department store, we're gonna call it Delulu. Delulu. The Delulu Duluth store. I go to the Delulu Duluth store, and my husband's big on like he loves Duluth, all the brands. It's a great brand. And he's like, babe, he's like, why don't you just buy a wallet from Duluth? And I'm like, but it doesn't have a Louis on it. And he's like, just buy the Duluth wallet. And I'm like, well, I am replacing my wallets like every 2 years. Reluctantly, because I was like, I didn't believe him. Reluctantly, I ended up buying this Duluth wallet. It was a pure leather wallet. Very nice leather wallet. And here we are, 4 years later. I have the same wallet and it still looks brand new. And he looks at me the other day, and he's like, wallet is sure holding up for, what should you buy that wallet for? And I'm like, $90. And he's like, how long have you had that wallet? And I'm like, since 2021, maybe. And he's like, yeah. See, that wallet's cost me what, $20 a year? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, I bet you're never gonna buy another Louis wallet again. And I'm like, probably not, because I don't want to. Because he was right. It has held up a lot better than any of the other name brands that I've had. And it's a really great wallet. Great wallet. My curiosity is that do you guys have any problems finding clothes? And if you have solutions, please put them in the comments. I want to know what that is. If you have any insights on the Chinese market regarding these bags that I no longer want to waste my money on if I don't have to, and what's your opinion on, does y'all's husbands tell you that you shouldn't spend your money on name brand stuff, and it actually has ever proven you right, proven you wrong, that you can get nice quality stuff from a department store that lasts a lot longer and is in better condition and a lot more affordable than the brands? Does y'all's husband that ever happened? If it did, just tell me. No shame. Anyway, back to the topic of clothes. I just want to know if you guys have any insights on clothes, bags, purses, even shoes. And yes, again, Nike, you should make your shoes an all whip for us because there are brands out there like, Torrid. They make shoes for all types of feet. The narrow in women's and then the wide in women's. Can you add a double wide or a triple wide so all of us could buy your shoes? That would be really good.